Mahatma Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, a coastal town in Gujarat, India. His father, Karamchand Gandhi, was the chief minister of Porbandar, and his mother, Putlibai, was a devout Hindu. Gandhi was the youngest of 4 children and had a shy and timid personality. He was married at the age of 13 to Kasturba Gandhi, a girl of the same age, in an arranged marriage. He later recalled that his childhood was characterized by a painful struggle to free himself from the domination of his elders. Gandhi received his primary education in Porbandar and Rajot. He was influenced by the stories of Shravana and Harishchandra, which taught him the values of truth and service. He also developed a respect for the Jain religion, which emphasized non-violence and vegetarianism. At the age of 18, he left India for London, where he studied law at the University College London and the Inner Temple. He was called to the bar in June 1891 and returned to India in July 1891. Gandhi struggled to establish a successful law practice in India and faced discrimination from the British authorities. In 1893, he accepted a 1-year contract to work as a lawyer for an Indian merchant in South Africa. He arrived in Durban in May 1893 and soon experienced the racial prejudice and injustice that the Indian community faced under the British rule. He was thrown off a train for refusing to move from the first class to the third-class carriage, and he was beaten by a stagecoach driver for refusing to give up his seat to a European passenger. These incidents awakened his sense of dignity and indignation and made him determined to fight for the rights of the Indians in South Africa. Gandhi spent 21 years in South Africa, where he developed his political and ethical views and his method of non-violent resistance, which he called satyagraha, meaning truth force or soul force. He led several campaigns against the discriminatory laws and policies that oppressed the Indians, such as the Poll Tax, the Registration Act, the Immigration Act, and the indentured labor system. He also founded the Natal Indian Congress, the Transvaal British Indian Association, and the Indian Opinion, a weekly newspaper that voiced the grievances and aspirations of the Indian community. He mobilized thousands of Indians to join his civil disobedience movements, such as the Passive Resistance Campaign of 1906 to 1914, the March to Transvaal in 1913, and the strike of the Indian miners in 1914. He was arrested and imprisoned several times, but he never resorted to violence or hatred. He also cultivated a simple and austere lifestyle, wearing a short dhoti woven with hand-spun yarn, eating vegetarian food, and living in a self-sufficient residential community called Phoenix Settlement. Gandhi returned to India in 1915. At the request of Gopal Krishna Gokhale, a senior leader of the Indian National Congress, who wanted Gandhi to lead the Indian independence movement. Gandhi travelled across India for a year, observing the conditions of the people and the impact of the British rule. He then launched his first major satyagraha in India, the Champaran agitation of 1917, in which he supported the peasants of Bihar who were forced to grow indigo by the British planters. He also led the Kheda Satyagraha of 1918, in which he helped the farmers of Gujarat who were suffering from famine and excessive land tax. He also supported the workers of Ahmedabad who were demanding fair wages and better working conditions. He gained the respect and admiration of the masses, who called him Bapu, meaning father, and Mahatma, meaning great soul. Gandhi became the leader of the Indian National Congress in 1921 and transformed it into a mass movement. He launched several nationwide campaigns for achieving Swaraj, or self-rule, for India, such as the Non-Cooperation Movement of 1920 to 1922, the Civil Disobedience Movement of 1930 to 1934, and the Quit India Movement of 1942. He also advocated for social reforms, such as the abolition of untouchability, the empowerment of women, the promotion of communal harmony, and the eradication of poverty. He inspired millions of Indians to join his non-violent struggle, using the symbols of the spinning wheel, the Salt March, and the tricolour flag. He faced fierce opposition from the British government, which tried to suppress his movements with force and propaganda. He was arrested and jailed several times, but he never gave up his faith in truth and non-violence. He also faced challenges from some of his fellow nationalists, such as Subhash Chandra Bose and Bhagat Singh, who favored armed resistance and revolutionary methods. Gandhi played a crucial role in the negotiations for India's independence, which was granted by the British on August 15, 1947. However, he was deeply saddened by the partition of India and Pakistan, which resulted in widespread violence and displacement of millions of people. He tried to stop the communal riots and appealed for peace and harmony between the Hindus and the Muslims. He also fasted several times to pressure the leaders of both countries to stop the bloodshed and to ensure the fair treatment of the minorities. He was opposed by some Hindu extremists, who accused him of being pro-Muslim and anti-Hindu. On January 30, 1948, he was assassinated by Nathuram Godse, a Hindu fanatic, who shot him 3 times at point-blank range while he was on his way to his evening prayer meeting in New Delhi. Gandhi's death was mourned by millions of people across the world, who paid tribute to his life and legacy. He was cremated according to Hindu rites and his ashes were scattered in various rivers and seas. He was honored with the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian award, in 1948. He is also regarded as the father of the nation in India, and his birthday, October 2nd, is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti, a national holiday. He is widely recognized as one of the greatest leaders and moral teachers of the 20th century, who influenced many other movements and figures, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Dalai Lama, Aung San Suu Kyi, and Barack Obama. His philosophy and practice of nonviolence, truth, and service continue to inspire and guide people around the world. Mahatma Gandhi.
Thank you for listening to English Audio Lounge. We hope you have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more audio stories to improve your listening.